Hey, welcome back to Cleflands. It's been 2 weeks since we've been together talking about what we did in the news. Even though the gaming has still been going on Tuesday nights, so we we're still doing it. I just was on vacation last weekend and kind of a lot on this weekend, so it's Monday night that I'm posting this. So I understand what you YouTubers are doing out there when you try to get everything done every week. It's rough. So I'm going to go through things pretty quick because it's late and I want to go to bed. So, and I don't want to miss another week. Um, so first off, I'm going to go to a little bit of Black World. The Black World group went to Earth 2 Million, and that's where we've been gaming them. It's Christopher Lord, Chris Ritz, and Alex Prentice. And on their ship, the Diamond 8, they have their crew is Zatanna, Tessa, Clarice, David, Peter, and Calvin. And, well, we last left our heroes on the planet Retrograde, and they went to the capital where they met Alex's girl, Janita, and she's an elf chick, and she works in the IT department in the capital. Oh, how fortunate! But anyways, they're learning about Earth 2 Million and the problems with this world and everything. Um, and when previously Christopher Lord had asked the computer on the ship somehow, "What's our mission here?" and he got a mission, and what it's to it's to say to capture the Empress Rachel Power, Will Power's daughter, and take her out of the dimension. And so they've been trying to figure this out, and they figure that, well, it turns out that this day, while they're waiting on retrograde in the capital, that what's her name? Janita was supposed to gather them information of where the science world was going to be, because they figure that if anything was going to be able to help them, one, get the Empress, and two, get her off the dimension, would be on the science world. And the science world would be run by Hephaestus, or Vulcan, because this is Roman related, the gods there. Yeah, they're all senators or whatever, but Senator Vulcan and his science world, because he was a class 5,000 in his previous life of reasoning. So, yeah. Anyways, and as I've told you before, these little dimensions that they're Earth 2 million is little plots that has been arranged. They're like a dimensional portal sort of thing. Pocket dimensions, if you will, that left over from Will Power's reign. It's to get Chris and Alex refamiliar with some of the stuff that Joel and Ray had gained over the previous centuries. So, and of our gaming decades, really, not centuries, but. And so during Will Power's reign over the Power World, Powers caused this dimension to happen. And with Earth 1 million, I gave that a little bit of brief on that. Anyways, so they wait for Janita. Janita gives them the information that they need to know, and they need to know. And yeah, I'm trying to look at the monitor more. So they get all that information, and they figure that, I guess their plan is to somehow get onto Science World, get some of the stuff that they need with their secret identities, being Romans or something, and take that information, dimensional traveling device or energy, and plan. So anyways, they go back to their ship, Diamond 8. They classify their ship and get secret identities as something else so that they can get to the planet of and the system of Pax Romana, the capital world. Yeah, this kind of we were trying to play this world a little fast to try to get them somewhere on it because it's mission based world, and which is what exactly happens. Um, they eventually land on Science World, and from there, they're trying to trick the people on board Science World, saying, "Hey, we're just here to get our ship fixed. Meanwhile, we're gonna explore and see if we can find this dimensional portal sort of thing, and also some sort of way that they can get down to the planet and kidnap Rachel to get her off." It's they're against all odds, but they're giving it a shot anyways because they feel that they have to do it to complete this. We'll see if they have to. And what's the outcome? I'm still wondering. They think a lot of things. Why would somebody arrange for Rachel to get off this planet? Is she going to go someplace else and then be the new bad guy there? Joel's hypothesizing that, and that's good plausibility. I mean, it's Rachel. She killed a lot of people. Anyways, so we'll see. And from there, that's pretty much only world gaming that we did off world. Rest of our gaming has gone on in the realm of Clefland with a D. And still game 2, probably early afternoon-ish time. I'm going to run through the different realms, updating you guys, or the vlog. This is a vlog, video log of everything that we're doing. And save for posterity. And so where we last left our heroes and the royalty. First, Clefland. Let's see. Caesar and his sister Catalina and his uncle Cody with one of the king's guard, Ahsoka, the Jedi. They go and take on Killchain and his Green Guard and Green Brotherhood or something, and that have attacked a caravan that was heading north, that was being protected by George Washington. And yeah, he's a Time Lord. I know, it's confusing. Well, anyways, they get there. They're already a little late into this attack, and they see, just worrying about the video causes me to slow down. If I just talked and not worried about it, it would be going a lot quicker. They get down there. Caesar's got his powers of anything he holds in his hands can bring it to the future or the past of that thing. And pretty much if he touches anything that's a spell, it just spells it. Just go back in time. Oh, it doesn't exist anymore. Been very useful for dispelling things. And anyways, Ahsoka is doing her best to try to protect Caesar because Caesar is third in line to the throne. And while out there, she finds that Cody gets killed by this kill chain guy, and he's got this chain, and we'll explain it more next week. Maybe we'll game it more this Tuesday. Oh, maybe not. But anyways, Carter Jr., Carter the Second, he takes a group of, this is in Clefland, takes a group of guardsmen because his dad runs the city guard. He takes these guardsmen and heads down to the docks because he thinks something suspicious is going on down there, which there is. He runs into Manfred, the Red Baron. Manfred is running the docks and all things that are coming in and out, being taken off of the ships that are in port and going to his warehouses. And while down there, CJ, who has this, he's kind of like a prophet. He can see the future, alternate futures, that is, and try to pick things out. He sees extremes, and then he sees extreme things getting worse and extreme things getting better. And while he sees that, looks like that they've got cases of shrine weapons, and similar to the ones that Seth and Jim ran into up in Hinterland. So he does that. He runs in. He finds this, and he's questioning Manfred. Manfred is giving the best answers that he can, basically telling you, oh, changing the logs so to show, hey, on the manifest says that these things are allowed to be here. They're not mine. And so CJ is trying to think of something different to do with them. Also, what happened in Clefland is, well, the Count came into Clefland, and he stopped by Levi's trying to get a Samba suit, and he stopped by Ray's Rock House. While he's at Ray's Rock House, the Marquis stops by, and because he wants to talk to Stella. He also brings with him Xander and his wife Megan, and while there he meets Gray, the brother to the king, and they all go talk to Stella and Ray's Rock House. And Stella is bartending there as usual and talking about making a deal. The Marquis wants to make a deal about killing the dragon Zul. Really, he wants to make a deal that lowers the power of the dragons, but the dragons made a deal in the first place to get this power that they have, or to be on this level, because they have weaknesses, but they have strengths. And because he's like, oh, I don't like this, I just want to deal against what the deal, or it doesn't work out though. To deal against a deal is it's not going to happen. Anyways, but he says, hey, what if I make a deal to kill this dragon Zul? And in a sense, that's what happens. So to kill a dragon, he has to be a dragon in a sense. And she places Stella makes this deal with the Marquis, Christopher Prentice, and on his arm is a tattoo of a dragon, a blue dragon, and it's kind of alive, as he finds out later, and even has a mind. And he also feels that the weaknesses to dragons, like they have to kill supremes and stuff, is there. So he realizes this. But anyways, he's got, I can go beat up on this dragon. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Good luck with that. And getting to the next day is going to be hard enough. So the elf group, they leave, and Count Marcus Lord leaves there as well. And then he goes down to the bazaar and is looking for a new engagement ring for Zatanna. He wants to repropose to her and get those, basically get married in this world instead of just the other world, because he kind of knows getting married here is kind of like a spell, and kind of hard to break the spell. Where elsewhere it's not the same. So while down there, he runs into Dasha and Daniel Ritz and Dasha Fry. Dasha is leopard skin, not leopard skinned, but leopard furred woman, snow leopard though. So she's white and black stripes. That's what she looks like, and she's got like enhanced agility and little claws. Anyway, she's hanging out with Daniel, the light teleporter we ran into from his previous adventures. Danny and Dasha bump into the Count down there, talk to him for a little bit, and then they wind up going to the theater of war. While at the theater of war, there's a tiger in the fight with a knight, and people are betting on this, and Dasha doesn't like this, so she jumps down into the ring, stopping, or the octagon, if you will, because the theater of war, it looks like Shakespeare's old theater back, and we'll say that it wasn't a theater for theater plays. It's a theater for war fighting and people betting on those fights. And so this knight is fighting them. Anyways, and his name's like Devon or something. Sir Devon, yeah. Anyways, yeah, he'll come up later in later adventures if there is any. Um, but she stops this fight and says, "I don't want you fighting this tiger. The tiger's taking damage." And Daniel brings up a big point is that the animals that are fighting in the theater don't have a choice. They fight or die. All the humans and others that go there doing it for money. The animals aren't going to get anything but food. So she's, pressures the Commodore who runs this place and his Megia counterpart to let my tigers go, and so we'll see. Also, the king had made Sir or Lord Jamie Madrox and his wife Molly the lords of the Castle Hillsdale, which is the northern area, so that they could patrol the routes north to protect them from like the people like the Brotherhood. So finally, that land, they finally have a lorddom, a kingdom. Okay, so proceeding on, we go to the barony. What's happened in the barony while we were gone? Well, mostly that in Avalon, Morgana, using the spirit staff, summons Triton's spirit into a statue that she can talk to him through. And she finds out, it's good that she could talk to her lord, Triton. Triton's spirit, and she also winds up shielding the whole island from spirits being able to enter because he's sick and tired of people entering his forge. 2 Sensi Knights already. But Andrew shows up wanting to get Triton and take him down to Mifflin. She lowers the shield, and she and Triton all get on board Andrew's ship Brent, and they head down to Mifflin to the Tower of Science. Later, returning with a new Triton because it's got a body and stuff, and he introduces them, Morgana, to the people in Marrakesh there, and Andrew comes back with these cloaking devices for his floating ships that his daughter Coral is going to pilot. And that goes on there. And in Camelot, the Baron returned. I don't know if you guys remember last weeks ago. So he got this mirror that helps people teleport from one of these realms to another. He got this, and it helped him teleport down to the Tower of Science. And in there, we'll get to the duchy in a little bit. But in the barony, him and his son Kyle come back from the barony with R2. R2 is now his R2D2, yes. Roger Moore, the previous lord, if you will, of the Tower of Science, had created an R2 unit as his counterpart to run his science stuff. Well, R2 is now responding to anything that the Baron wants, and R2 created another one of his droid self to go to Camelot to be his minister of tech for the Tech Guild in the barony. Trying to do all this from memory, but I'm doing it anyways. So that's what happens mostly in the barony. Tick tock, you don't stop. And we go to the county. Up in the county, well, in Hastings itself, the I believe we've already gone over the Hinterland thing, right? Crickets. Okay. Well, yeah, that's right. Monica had called her ship back. Well, Hinterland. Well, in the Hinterland, we last left our heroes, Seth Corso and Jim Lord up there to. They were trying to go to the Forest of No Trees to become a knowing, and that didn't work out. And then on the way back to, they were walking to the castle Hinterland. They ran across a big shipment of shrine weaponry being shipped out to the beyond the borders. And well, they get the shipment and they bring it back to the Hinterland castle, and they talk to Lord Peter Parker, and well, Peter Parker invites them to dinner. And hey, thanks for finding this stuff. I need to, have some sort of customs to, because stuff's being shipped all over the place. Because these people, they had life going on before the Royals showed up, and now the Royals are there. It kind of puts a little problem into a lot of things that were going on, and so up in New Asgard, Violet King and her sister Valerie meet with James Lord and Thor's son, and ask him, hey, you want to go on an adventure? And they get him to leave New Asgard, and they start going on their adventure towards Hastings. And basically they want to get back closer to a time spot, and figure go with him, take him on a little trip around. So that's some of the stuff that happens. Oh, meanwhile, in the castle of Hastings, Mara Lord, Xander Lord, Crow Ritz, and Jonathan Prentice all in the courtyard practiced their fighting. It was pretty fun gaming them first with wooden swords, but of course they want to use their powers, so they start using their powers. And especially Crow is well advanced fighter, but Jonathan has like photographic reflexes and starts learning everything and being able to move fast. So Xander, who's a new Sensi Knight, attempts to fight with Mara, who has this ability with this mutant ability to summon the sword. Anyways, it was a pretty good fight for these guys to gain the characters' powers, which is the main reason we've been playing this for the last 6 months, is to get to know these characters that were created by the other characters. All right. We also find out that down in Ringspike, which is another city around a cast, that they've been having problems with fire salamander people. And that's why Lord Clark isn't coming up to Hastings. So there's a lot of things going on up in the county. And then we go down to the duchy. A lot of things happen down there. As we last left our royalty down there, our heroes, Duke Frank had gathered a lot of his clan Infinity to take on Apollo. Apollo is one of the remainders of the Roman gods that was living in they couldn't live in Clefland anymore, part of the deal with the dragons or whatever. So they've been ousted, and now and also there were Time Lords in this deal, dragons, Time Lords, and the Roman gods. So they moved to Mifflin, and there he's been a really bad guy. He's captured his sister Diana and is holding her captive and doing bad things. And Duke Frank found this stuff out and says, we can't trust this guy, but he's figured, I'm not going to go into battle. a fight with, I think he figured this, against Apollo without his brother Hercules, and or half brother, rather. And Hercules finds out about this, of what he's doing while they're all in Blackjack's tavern, and they Lord John mentally gets everybody out of there, all the civilians, citizens, and Ryan, the Scion, picks a team of second gens and first gens to go into this battle. And Hercules is one of them, and he, basically grabs Apollo by the throat, and while he's got him there, and it's all really fast because Ryan's power to raise everybody's fighting to this real high level makes things go really quick, and Hercules grabs Apollo by the throat. Ryan chops off Apollo's arm, and Hercules takes this Apollo, runs him through the bar, up against the table, up against the wall, and remember the walls here are near indestructible. But and as everybody else is going into the attack, also Mika, the daughter of Owen Reese, and I'm wondering if I covered this before. I don't think I did, but I'm going to keep going. She's a shadow person. She tried to capture Apollo, and she couldn't. And his bright sunlight pushes her so far into the shadow realm that they can't find her. But anyways, and he turns to sunlight, teleports out to the time spot, and by using the time spot goes to the end of time, which is where Hercules chases him to the end of time by using his once a year, and there's no combat allowed at the end of time, and Apollo's like, see you later, brother, but Hercules comes back, saves his sister Diana out of the bondage that she had been in for so long, and they all take her and everybody back to the Gleaming Castle. And then from the Gleaming Castle, up north to Castle, the Pine Castle in Avatalos. And that's where we'll be going next. Oh, meanwhile, what also happened in the Duchy, in the Tower of Science, the Baron and his son, Andrew, which is the Baron's brother, and his son, Triton, and Morgana are in the this is going to take a while. I'm sorry. They're in the the 33rd floor, which is R2's little pocket dimension thing, and basically they've cloned the body of Triton, and they need to get his spirit, which has been kind of like possessed this energy of water energy thing, and it's complicated, but they find a way to pull him by using the elemental plane of water, pull his spirit into the pocket dimension, and using Morgana's sword, her staff of spiritism, puts his spirit back into the body, the clone body of Triton, and Triton's back, yay! Even though his body got destroyed by a dragon, it took gaming time. It took a while, but in their time, maybe about 5 hours. And they felt like they lost him, but in the end, he's back. And out of gratitude, the Baron says that and asks Morgana, "What can I do for you?" And Morgana says, "Can you make my family royal again?" And so at least her family's a royal. She's a royal again, and so it's Lady Morgana Pendragon. So, and see how that fits with the other Uther and Dacia later. And And so they all leave the 33rd floor and head back home to Marrakesh and to Camelot. So we leave the duchy and head to the march. And quite a bit of discussions happen now that the Corso clan, or Clan Infinity, is with most of Clan Clones at the Pine Castle. Discussions about the tattoo goes on and on. The dragon tattoo, and what are we going to do about it? And it even finds out that one of the elves, one of the elves that is a guard, he's from this realm, sees this tattoo and totally freaks out because the tattoo still radiates dragon fear if it's seen by regular Cleflanders and anybody from the realm, and so he freaks out. But with Frank there, Duke Frank, he pulls out all that fear out of him, and he is once again himself. Marquis' half brother Wazoo, the bastard child, is learning how to become a V mage, and which is a mages that have a lot to do with emotions and what the ways the body feels. So their spells are all around that. They can do sleep and they sing their spells, so it's a little different. And we're going on 31 minutes, so I think that's it for those guys, and yeah, so quite a bit of gaming there. 2 weeks of gaming, and we play tomorrow, so I'm interested in seeing how that goes, guys. And we'll catch up with you next week. Oh, if you have any comments, leave a comment below. If I missed something, Frank or Ray, and anybody else out there in the world that wants to see more of my stuff. Oh, also hit subscribe if you like it, and peace.